I've done a few videos today on the police and justice, it would seem, and I will end the day on the same subject. There's one thing I've noticed fairly recently, well, in recent years at least, when somebody does something a bit iffy, more often than not, the punishment doesn't fit the crime. And hopefully, in one particular area, all that's about to change. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Last video of the day, barring any unseen developments, of course, which I will obviously bring you. Well, before I begin, I just want to say my usual thank you to all the support you give me on a daily basis, your comments, your interactions, your love and everything else. Greatly appreciated and returned tenfold. Well, I want to show you a picture now. Have a look at this. This was Andrew Harper on his wedding day to his beautiful wife, 28 years old. Andrew Harper was, of course, a police officer, a police constable, who was killed one night by some thugs trying to get away from a roadblock situation where they were pulled over by Andrew Harper. They were pulled over because they were suspected of being involved in a burglary. They slammed their foot on the accelerator and tried to leave the scene. Andrew Harper got caught up in the vehicle and was dragged a good mile at 40 miles an hour, sustaining severe injuries which took his life. Tragic for his young wife and tragic for his family and all those that knew him. While this is tragic, this isn't an isolated story. This has happened to many officers over the years. And in the case of Andrew Harper, the people that did this to him were charged with manslaughter and didn't get the sentence that they deserved. And we've had reports of parole boards and things being looked at, particularly with releasing people like that Pitchfork fella back into society. It's all wrong. I have involvement with a police officer at the moment to do with something that's going on a little close to home, and I was talking to him about this, the basic premise of assaulting a police officer. And somebody spat at him, the police officer that I'm dealing with, and said, "I got the kung flu," you know, like Spit the Dog and Bob Carroll G's. Well, this guy ended up in court over this. It's assaulting a police officer. And he got very, very minimal sentence and very minimal compensation. It does not send a clear message. No matter what we think of the police or any other emergency service, the good ones are putting their necks on the line to protect us on a daily basis. And if something fatal happens to them at the hands of another individual, in the case of Andrew Harper, God rest his soul, these people need properly holding to account. Properly. No ifs, no buts. They need dealing with in the most severe way possible to send a clear message that this isn't acceptable. Well, there could well be a change coming. Have a look at this. Now, Dominic Raab has been shouting from the rooftops about this, but it's really down to the widow of PC Andrew Harper that this has happened. She has gone and fought for a change in the law, which means if you cause the death of an emergency services worker, police, ambulance, fire, unless there are extraordinary circumstances behind it, you go to prison for the rest of your life. Well done, darling. Well done. Somebody had to go there. Somebody had to fight for it. And you did. Hats off to you. You've turned an utter tragedy into something a little bit more positive. And you can, you know, be very proud of yourself from here on in for what you've achieved. Absolutely marvellous. And I hope that those extenuating circumstances that are mentioned as a small caveat to this are very, very narrow indeed. At the end of the day, if a cop turns up to do their job and detain a suspect for a crime, and that cop ends up dying as a result of trying to detain that subject, they go to prison forever. And hopefully that will send a message to anybody thinking about it that it's not acceptable, and it will be treated in the most severe way. I'm completely behind this. The whole, process of assaulting a police officer, killing a police officer, or any emergency services worker needs the tag reattached to it that there always was. Very, very serious, and you will pay the ultimate price. Your freedom gone forever. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? It's okay, life would be boring if we agreed all the time. Let me know your thoughts on this, but I'm absolutely in awe of this lady. She's done really, really good work in the face of utter tragedy, and she deserves all the credit. Anyway, I'm off. Hope you enjoyed the content for today, and naturally, I will see you tomorrow with some more. Good night, good evening, have a good one. This is the Cabby signing off. Toodaloo.